Hey, I'm Chris Kearey. I'm 26 from Hornsby, New South Wales. I just like telling stories that I think are funny that have happened to me in real life.
It's fine.
My first gig was when I was about 23. I thought it was going to go terribly, and it did, but it didn't go as badly as I thought. Someone said, oh, you should keep going, and I think they were just being nice and patronising, but I took it as very honest. So after that, I just kept going.
This guy learned comedy at Hornsby McDonald's. Give it up for Chris Kearey.
Hey, all right. My name's Chris. I've been working in an office, right, since I was 18. I'm 26 now. And like when I was 21, I was just like, oh, that's right. I hate this. I want to quit, you know? But here's the thing they don't tell you about office jobs is when you quit, you've got to hang around for another month, right? Which kind of sucks, you know, because I wanted to go in, like, storm into my boss's office and have my first big quit, just, like, charge in there and, like, smash the computer and just be like, oh, hey, man, I hate this. This is the worst thing ever. This is corporate death. The lights have gone out in your eyes. Everyone's dying in here and they don't know it. I quit. I'll see you Monday. So I hate confrontation, you know, so like I'm a coward, so I just went in, I was just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna go backpack around Europe, you know? And they were like, oh, that's cool, you're young, you should do that. And then I left, and it was just a clever ruse. I had no intention of going to Europe at all. I wanted to find what I wanted to do, and I got these bar jobs, and I got fired for drinking on the job and stuff, and then there was a couple poor investment decisions on horses and whatnot, you know? And then, like, 10 months later, I was broke, and I got this phone call up from my old boss. And he's like, oh, you're back in Australia? It's like, yeah. It's like, well, someone's left. Would you like to come back to your old job? And I was like, I would. And I went back, and now I've just got to keep that light forever. You know? It's pretty easy, though, to be honest. People are like, oh, how's Europe? And you're like, oh, the pizza's not as good as you'd think it'd be in Italy. Like, the Domino's is about the same. They've kind of lost their culture, you know? It's a bit weird. It's all right, you know? Until now, we've got this lady in my work, Natalie, who is going to Europe. And because everyone knows I've been there, she's been coming to ask me questions about it. So I've been having to thumb through these Lonely Planet guides at night, you know? Just in preparation for these pop quizzes she likes to hold in the kitchenette. She came up to me and she was just like, oh, hey, Chris, is Berlin a good city to go to? And I was like, oh, yeah, Berlin's a great city to go to. Actually, one of the top cultural attractions of Berlin is their parliament building called the Reichstag. It was built in 1894 by Polish architect Hans Otto von Schleck, destroyed in 1934 by Hitler, which used a pretext to get rid of the brown shirts, left abandoned for 60 years in the East-West Berlin divide, rebuilt in 1990 by British architect Norman Foster, now seen as a symbol of reunification between East and West Berlin. Yeah, Berlin's a great city to go to. And when I say that, I must sound crazy, because she can just be like, oh, is there a subway system in Rome? And I'm just like, oh, there's 12,000 tons of travertine stone in the Colosseum. Clearly, I've been to Europe. Now, please don't ask me any more questions. It's all right, though, because she left to go to Europe, so I got away with it. So, you know, people might have chucked a sickie from their work, but I chucked a gap year. It's all right. I went on this first date recently, right? And do you ever have like one of those horrible first dates, just like a disaster? And like I was with this girl, and I could just tell that she thought she was a 10 and way better than me. And I knew that because she was like, oh, I'm a 10, I'm way better than you. Like, oh, okay, yeah. That's a bit arrogant, you know? So I just wanted to cut her down a bit, and I was just like, oh, you're not a 10. You know? She was like, what the hell, how so? And I was like, well, you know, we're on this date here, so you're not a 10 because I know I can't pull a 10. Yeah. It's like, yeah, how's that for logic? I got you. I was just like, oh, you're like a 7.5, I'm a 6. Like, you're the upper credit limit I can borrow from what I've got going on in my life. The date kept going, surprisingly. And later on, she was trying to see if I was cultured, right? And she was just like, oh, are you into foreign cinema? And I was just like, yeah, the American films, a lot. The good, you know? I could tell it was the wrong answer, and before I stopped myself, I tried to win her back, and I was just like, hey, but have I ever told you about the time I went to Europe? The Reichstag was built in 1894. Cultural attraction. That date didn't really go anywhere, you know, which is all right, because I'm not like good at sex, and I'm not bad at it, but like I'm built like a Toyota Camry. I'll get you where you need to go, but you're not gonna remember the ride or anything, you know? Yeah. Just like, hey, buckle up, we're going for milk and bread. Strap in. Things get like serious when you start to get a bit old. I've got a mate, right, and about a year ago, he just phoned me up and he was like, oh, hey, Chris, my girlfriend Claire's pregnant. And we talked about it honestly. I was like, man, you know, Claire's at uni and doesn't have a job, and like you wear Monster Energy drink caps. Like, I'm just not sure. If this is the right environment to bring a child into, you know? And we talked about it, and he was just like, no, we really want to have a kid. I was like, oh man, that's so good, you know? And they had her, and then like fast forward, like 10 months, and I got to go over to his house to meet baby Sarah for the first time ever. And it was amazing, and I got to hold her there, you know, and she's got these gorgeous hazel eyes and just laughing baby, and, you know, like I've got to tell you, it's really weird to hold someone whose death you've campaigned for. I was just like, oh, hey, sorry about that. Yeah. Like, nothing personal. I just wanted to keep drinking with my mate, you know? Come on, don't look at me like that. I'm your godfather. All right, thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Give it up for Chris Kearey!
I was bombed in front of like 10 people, and I was like, I don't want to bomb in front of 1,000 people, but like when you're up there and they're into it, it's really fun. It's really fun.